from that flue gases to the water, and then water gets heated. After heating the water, that particular water from these tubes, whatever the water is there, after heating the water, water is converted into the steam, and that steam is collected with the help of these tubes again in the boiler shell. At the upper side of the boiler shell, the steam is present, and at the lower side of that particular boiler shell, water is present. At a time, steam and water present inside the boiler shell. So again, the process is going on continuously. Whatever the fresh water comes, that fresh water comes again inside the tubes of the boiler shell. It gets heated, converted into the steam, and that steam is again supplied to the boiler shell. At the top side of the boiler shell, the steam is present. Because of the density of the steam is lower as compared with the water, that's why the steam is present at the top side of the boiler shell. So that process is going on continuously. After giving the heat to the tubes of the boiler shell, that particular flue gases are exhausted with the help of chimney to the atmosphere. So here the fuel comes, combustion of the fuel happens, these flue gases generated. These flue gases transfer the heat to the tubes of the boiler shell. Tubes of the boiler shell transfer the heat to the water. Then these flue gases, after transferring the heat, are supplied to the chimney, and that through the chimney these flue gases are exhausted to the atmosphere. So like that is the flow of the flue gases. The water, for the flow of the water comes inside first the boiler shell. After the boiler shell, that water comes inside the tubes of the boiler shell, where the heating of the water happens. That water is converted into the steam by application of the heat of the flue gases. Then again that steam is collected here in the shell at the top side of the shell. Then with the help of that particular steam stop valve, that steam is supplied next to the turbine, and then the electricity is generated, or whatever the use of that particular steam is there, that use is completed. So like that is the basic working of the boiler. So the main parts of the boiler are boiler shell, then tubes of the boiler shell, then here is the furnace where the combustion of the fuel happens, then here is the smoke box where the flue gases before exhausting to the atmosphere are collected. It's called as a smoke box. Then here the chimney through which we are exhausting the flue gases to the atmosphere. So like that is the working of the boiler. Now we have to discuss about the classification of the boiler. So boilers are classified according to the axis of the boiler shell first. If the axis of the boiler shell is horizontal, then it is called as an horizontal axis boiler. If the axis of the boiler shell is vertical, then it is called as an vertical tube boiler. Okay. Then next, if according to the position of the furnace of the boiler, if the furnace is present inside the boiler shell, then it is called as an internally fired boiler. If the furnace is present outside the boiler shell, then it is called as an externally fired boiler. Then next classification is according to the pressure of the steam generated. If the pressure of the steam generated is below 20 bar, then it is called as a low pressure boiler. And if the pressure of the steam generated is above 20 bar, then it is called as a high pressure boiler. Then next classification is according to the draught utilized in that particular boiler. So first of all, you have to understand that what exactly I mean by the draught. Draught is that particular phenomena by that particular one when the flue gases comes inside the smoke box and exhausted through the chimney to outside that particular boiler, then that flow of the flue gases from boiler shell to outside the chimney, that phenomena is known as the draught. If the flue gases flows naturally from that combustion chamber to outside the chimney, then it is called as a natural draught boiler. If we require external device such as fans or blowers to force the flue gases to flow from combustion chamber to outside the chimney, then it is called as an artificial draught. Okay. So naturally we are knowing that the heat flow happens, and due to that, attaining the natural draught or to achieve the natural draught, the height of the chimney is made so high. That's why the pressure difference is generated at the top side of the chimney and inside of the combustion chamber. So the flue gases from that combustion chamber naturally flows outside the chimney. So that particular is the reason why the height of the chimney is so much higher. So according to the draught utilized, the boilers are classified into the two types, natural draught boiler and artificial draught boiler. So we have discussed about the classification of the boiler. When the axis of the boiler shell is horizontal, then it is horizontal type of the boiler. If the axis is vertical, then it is the vertical boiler. If the combustion chamber is inside the boiler shell, then it is internally fired boiler. If the combustion chamber is outside the boiler shell, then it is externally fired boiler. According to the pressure of the steam generated, when the pressure of the steam is below 20 bar, then it is low pressure boiler, and if it is above 20 bar, then it is high pressure boiler. Then according to the draught utilized, the flow of the flue gases from combustion chamber to outside the chimney happens naturally, then it is called as a natural draught boiler, and if the flow happens with the help of external devices, then it is called as an artificial draught boiler. Similar to the draught, according to the circulation of the water inside the boiler shell, there are the two types. First one is the natural circulation and second one is the forced circulation. If the water from the storage is supplied to the boiler shell naturally and the flow of the water happens inside the boiler shell naturally, then it is called as a natural circulation type of the boiler. And if we require pump for circulation of the water inside the boiler shell, then it is called as a forced circulation type of the boiler. Then next type is according to the position of the flue gases inside the boiler shell. If the flue gases are present outside the tubes of the boiler shell, then it is called as a fire tube boiler. If the flue gases are present outside the tubes of the boiler shell, then it is called as a water tube boiler. And if the flue gases are present inside the tubes of the boiler shell, then it is called as a fire tube boiler. Okay. So these are the tubes of the boiler shell. If water is present inside the tubes of the boiler shell, then it is water tube boiler. And if flue gases are present inside the tubes of the boiler shell, then it is called as a fire tube boiler. Okay. So like that is the classification of the boiler.